Welcome to episode 49 of Two Guys, One Sport. My name is Chris.
I'm George. Chris, I'd forgotten how much fun a good workout is until today. I'm in a great mood, but that's probably the endorphins. So if I crash in about an hour, you'll know why.
All right. It's good to be aware of that ahead of time.
Yeah, just have fun. So if you hear a thud and then you don't hear any noise, that's me passing out at my desk.
Okay. Not ideal. Not ideal circumstances, but that's good. I'm actually I'm tired, but I'm getting amped up as we get into the show because I mean the day at work kind of killed me. But getting into the stuff that I love gets my energy rising. So as you crash, I will rise, and we will offset each other here. It'll work out.
You are we are the true alpha and the omega, my friend. So the yin and the yang.
Yes,
although both of us are probably more like yang because we're both very stereotypically loud, masculine, boisterous.
Yes, very much so. We got a good show.
We do
going on tonight. We've got a little bit of New Japan to talk about. The new beginning in Osaka took place. We got some Evolve to preview, and we have a very interesting week in WWE.
We do
to discuss as well. But as always, we will start with our matches of the week, and I'm going to go first, actually.
By all means.
So I need to give a little bit of history, though. So I'm going to give a little short bit of history. We are going into ye old Progress Wrestling from the UK here, and those of you who who follow Progress may remember. Back around chapter 47, 48, I don't remember the exact number, but early on in 2017, Dahlia Black and TK Cooper were forced to leave Progress and leave the UK because their visas from New Zealand, their working visas from New Zealand were expiring. And so they had to go back home to New Zealand and get them renewed, which left their partner from the South Pacific Power Trip, Travis Banks, all by himself and in need of some allies because British Strong Style, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven were running roughshod over the entire company. And Travis Banks, being the good guy fighting the good fight that he is, was frequently a target of their attacks and beatdowns. So Travis Banks found himself some new allies in the form of the Calamari Catch King, CCK, Chris Brooks, and Kid Lycos, and they together formed themselves a makeshift alliance and were able to fend off British Strong Style enough such that Banks was able to successfully win the Super Strong Style 16 tournament in 2017 to earn himself a number one contendership against Progress World Champion Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, being the conniving master manipulator that he is, in the midst of his, shall we say, reign of terror. You see what I did there?
I did. Very clever.
Came up with the brilliant idea that as warm-ups for their match, which was scheduled to take place at Chapter 55 at the Alexandria Palace, both he and Banks would have warm-up matches against opponents that their opponents at the Alexandria Palace match would choose. Travis Banks chose, I don't remember who he chose for Pete Dunne's first match, but he chose Jack Sexsmith for Pete Dunne's second match, and Pete Dunne won both of those matches. Pete Dunne, in turn, for Travis Banks' first match, he picked Matt Riddle, and Matt Riddle won that match. And then for Travis Banks' second match, he picked the limitless Keith Lee. And that is our match of the week this week. The main event of Progress Chapter 53, Keith Lee versus Travis Banks. Now, this match, if you've ever seen Keith Lee wrestle anybody who's smaller than him, you know what it looks like. It's a lot of overpowering maneuvers and a lot of Keith Lee showing his dominance, and a lot of his opponent needing to use speed and wiles to get through the match, and that's basically what happened here. Pete Dunne joined the commentary booth right as the match started by ripping RJ Singh's headset off and basically throwing him off the table. So Pete Dunne was sitting in on commentary along with Glenn Joseph here. And Banks and Lee, they definitely have some mutual respect for each other, but Keith Lee is Keith Lee, and he is going to, of course, invite Travis Banks to bask in his glory to start out, and eats a kick to the face to start. And we progress from there with Lee realizing, okay, time to not fuck around, and basically just overpowers him through all of his offensive repertoire: spirit bombs, pounce, suplexes, slams. He's basically just mauling Banks, and Banks is just trying to survive. Beals galore. Banks got thrown across the ring more times than I cared to count. It looked worse and worse every time. At one point, he was just basically in a heap against the turnbuckles in one corner. After Lee hit him with a Beal and then one of those overhead double slaps that he does.
Those are the best. Oh my god! I saw a Lee Dijak at AEW, which we'll have to talk about in a little bit because AEW Saturday. And he did the overhand dual slaps like 6 or 7 times, and poor Dijak's chest was just beat red.
Yeah,
that's what. Oh, you poor bastard.
Same thing happened in the Lee Riddle Last Man Standing match that I saw at Evolve. By the end of it, Riddle's chest was busted open in a bunch of spots, and it's never pretty, but that's all you need to see. The power.
I'm sure. Has a Keith Lee Walter match happened yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
a couple of times actually.
I gotta check one of those out because
we gotta find it.
The two kings of the chops, the two kings of the chops, non-Japanese edition.
Yes, exactly. So Lee is basically just beating ass, until Banks starts hits him with a knee, knocks him out of the ring, and just goes for dive after dive after dive, just knocking Lee further and further back into the crowd. And then tries to go for some more traditional offense, but Lee just lifts him up, tries to put him into a spirit bomb. Travis reverses it into a sunset flip power bomb, goes for the pin. No good. Not even close. Then Banks goes for his version of the coast to coast, which is called Air New Zealand. Also not enough. Starts hitting Lee with his kick combos. Lee counters off with a swinging power slam, his version of the Wrath of the Gods, which looks just as good as Jeff Cobb's version, by the way. I would love to see him incorporate that into his offense a little bit more frequently. Spinebuster, Spirit Bomb, goes for the pin. Travis Banks kicks out. Lee goes up, goes for the Doom Salt, but Travis gets a super kick in. Goes for the Lung Blower, Kiwi Crusher, no good. And they're both just friggin' spent at this point. Banks gets up, tries to go for Slice of Heaven. Lee counters it with a headbutt. Hits the Doom Salt. Banks kicks out at 1. Fighting spirit in the extreme. I love it. And then they're just trading strikes back and forth and back and forth. Lee hits the overhead chop again. Banks tries to go for a shoulder tackle and gets tossed into the corner again. But the dropkick follow-up doesn't put him out, and Banks hits a double stomp onto Keith Lee's back, at which point Pete Dunne leaves commentary and heads for the ringside, sledgehammer in hand. And Banks...
Shades of his patron, Triple H.
Exactly. Banks only loses focus for a second, long enough to back Pete Dunne off. Goes for Slice of Heaven again. Lee catches him, Spirit Bomb, Fireman's Carry, Ground Zero, pin. Keith Lee wins the match. A spectacular match. If you have Demand Progress, I highly recommend it. Equally as much for the post-match angle, because what happened here was spectacular. Now, this was Keith Lee's Progress debut. The crowd fucking loved him as much as they loved Travis Banks, and they love Travis Banks over in Progress. At the Electric Ballroom there, but they were really into Lee. And they were cheering him as he left, despite him being Pete Dunne's guy there. And Dunn gets up to applauding him, and goes to shake his hand, and Lee just kind of waves him off as just like, screw you, dude. I know what you're really here for, and I'm not having any part of it. At which point, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven hit the ring and start beating the shit out of Travis Banks.
Scoundrels.
Yeah, because heel's gonna heal. CCK hits the ring, but Dunn comes in not far behind them with the sledgehammer, hits Lycos with it, hits Brooks with it. They're both down and out. They just roll out of the ring. Tyler Bate runs off the referee, and then they pick up, Bate and Seven pick up Dunn by his arms and basically holding him prone. He's out cold. His head's hanging down. He has no idea what's going on, and Dunn lines up behind him with the sledgehammer and lifts it, and then over the loudspeaker, keep it 100. And the crowd fucking loses its mind as TK Cooper and Dahlia Black hit the stage with chairs, completely by surprise. Nobody knew they were coming, and everybody in that place was on their feet, friggin' screaming. I have never in my life heard a pop that loud. That pop out pops for a tiny ballroom that is maybe 500, 600 people. Out pops a regular WWE stadium that seats 10,000. Just amazing. Dunn, Bate, and Seven are in shock. Dunn, being the scoundrel he is, lifts up the sledgehammer and just kind of makes the come on down motion to them. They come running down. Instantly, British Strong Style bails, and South Pacific Power couple holds the ring as Banks recovers. Brooks and Lycos roll back in, and Banks has an interesting moment of kind of looking back and forth between his current allies and his newly returned friends. There's a brief moment of tension before CCK kind of waves him over to South Pacific Power Trip and leaves. And just like that, South Pacific Power Trip is reformed in progress, and that place is still losing its goddamn mind. Like, it's such a magical moment. I've gone back and watched it so many times over this week because it's just there's nothing that I've watched in wrestling that hits me quite that hard. Like, the only thing I can think of that's comparable is Bayley beating Sasha at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 1. It's that kind of a magical moment.
Feels like about 75 years ago.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, seriously.
Feels like an eternity ago.
Yeah. Like, was that even in this lifetime? But
yeah.
That's like one of those moments that just like it never quite leaves you, and it's just so wonderful. So if you have Demand Progress, watch Chapter 53. If you don't have Demand Progress, what the hell are you waiting for? Go get it, because they're great. Like, Progress is easily one of the wrestling feds in the world that deserves the most support because they do amazing stuff, and we love them. So go check it out. That's my match of the week.
It's a good match.
It's a spectacular match. I went 4.5 on it.
Sounds damn good to me, my friend.
Yeah.
I have two matches of the week, but I'll be quick because I have two of them. Ring of Honor has a streaming service now. Did you know this?
I did.
It's on Fight TV, and I think it's called the Honor Club.
Yes.
It's $10 a month, and you get streaming access to all their house shows, and you get discounts on their pay-per-views.
Nice.
Last Friday, yeah. If you're a Ring of Honor guy, why not? I dabble in Ring of Honor now and again. Mm-hmm. I may have to jump back into it. We'll see. There's some things in Ring. I like Dalton Castle.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, I like the New Japan guys. I like Bullet Club, Marty Scurll. Mm-hmm. Like the actual Ring of Honor guys. Beer City Bruiser. Don't really do a lot for me. So I saw two matches on this show. This is Friday's 6 days ago show from, I want to say somewhere in North Carolina, maybe South Carolina, somewhere in that part of the country. I don't remember where. Bullet Club B team, as I call them, Cody, Hangman Page, and Marty Scurll versus the Kingdom of Matt Taven, TK Orion, and Vinny Marseglia. I don't know if the G is silent or not. First of all, we talked last week about the worst looks in wrestling. Remember we discussed that? We did not give enough praise or damnation, however you want to choose it, to one Vinny Marseglia, because holy Christ, this guy's look. You seen this guy?
No, I have not.
Okay. Full dual sleeve tats that leak onto his chest. Now, I'm team tattoo. I'm waiting on my tax return to get another one. So I should be getting one in a little bit. These are like bright, garish colors that don't really match and that didn't look good on my low-def stream. Okay. Least of the problems with the tats.
Least of the problems with
the tattoos. Let's talk about the dad bod. Not good. When you got the little fat roll hanging over the underwear trunks, maybe time to switch to long pants. Just saying, you know?
Yeah.
Just saying. Nothing wrong with wrestling in a t-shirt. Kenny Omega does it. He's in good shape. Kevin Owens does it, you know?
Trent Seven is got a pretty bad dad bottle, so I mean, let me bring him up.
Let's talk about the full-blown dreadlocks and the bushy beard look. Yeesh. Not good. Not good at all. Let's talk about his legs. So he's wearing these boots, and they have tassels coming out of the kneecaps. And he has, like, a doll's face on his kneecap. Like a mannequin's face on the actual kneecap, on his knee pad.
What?
Yes. It's like a doll face or a mannequin face on his knee.
I heard your description. I'm still just like...
Yeah, I don't know why. It's so fucking indie-rific, Chris.
Oh, my God.
Terrible look. Kingdom came out together because they're a unit.
Yeah.
Bullet Club guys came out one by one to their own music. Nice little touch. Because the best part of this match was that the team was better than the singles guys, even though none of the members of the team are as good as the singles guys. I'm cool with that. Good story. Makes sense, right? You know? Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Yeah.
So the whole plot of this match is that, you know how Cody has that ring thing that he makes people kiss?
Yes.
The giant, like, class ring thing that he's wearing? Matt Taven, who's the only good member of this group, by the way, the only one who's worth a damn. TK Orion's okay. TK Orion's okay. Matt Taven's the star of this group. Stole the ring somehow, somewhere in the past. In the misty recesses of time, he stole this ring and kept triggering Cody with it, and Cody kept trying to get it back. 6-man tag team house show match. A lot of cool flippy-do shit. Everyone hit their moves. I mean, you've seen one 6-man, you've seen them all.
Yeah.
I like Cody's bleach blonde hair thing is starting to work for me because he reminds me of the bad guy heel jock from every 80s high school coming of age movie.
Yeah.
Like the bad guy from like Stand and Deliver. You
know?
Like, hey, all right, I'm with you. Let's see what else do I have. Lots of flippy do shit. The Hangman Moonsault always pops me. I like Adam Page. He's starting to grow on me a little bit.
Good. That's good.
I like him. I don't know if it's the Being the Elite shit that I've been watching a little bit lately, which has been quite good. I don't know if you've seen the last few episodes. They've been quite good.
I've been keeping up ever since the episode.
The bear falling and Marty's girl saying he fell on his arse like he's the Shockmaster was the best thing in the world.
Yes.
Let's see what else we have in this notes. Paint by numbers tag match, not a bad thing. It's a house show. I don't expect guys to go out there and perform like it's a Tokyo Dome. Yes, it's a streaming house show. Yes, it got 9,000-10,000 views, which on a Friday night for Ring of Honor is great for them. Great for them. Considering Mixed Match Challenge is getting 30,000, 9,000-10,000 for Ring of Honor is a big step for them. So here's the finish. You ready? Cody goes to hit the gold dust, kick the guy in the balls move. You know where he straddles the guy in the middle rope in the corner? That gold dust does. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. And so Cody puts Matt Taven in the corner, and his junk is hanging out. His trunks are still on. You know.
Yes.
Let's not be too hasty. And he goes to the middle of the ring, and he does the gold dust thing where he rubs his chest and he sticks his arms out. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the pose.
Where he inhales and and then Brandy gets distracted by Vinny and his dreadlocks, and Cody goes to take care of it. He turns around. Matt Taven untethers himself from the post, grabs the ring, retethers himself. Cody finishes up whatever he's doing with Matt Taven, whatever he's doing with Marseglia, and then runs to kick what's-his-name in the balls, when Taven punches him in the face with the ring like it's a brass knuckle. Gets the pin, 1, 2, 3. Thought the finish was creative. I didn't get it at first. I was like, why is this? It took a long time. It was like a full minute. Like to the point where it almost stretched disbelief. Like someone missed a cue, I thought. But whatever. Fun match. Didn't make my spreadsheet. 3 1/4, 3, whatever. House show 6-man. You know what I mean? The crowd was into it. It's a lot of fun when you're there. But if you're not there, you're like, whatever. You know? Like any New Japan 6-man that you've seen is probably better than this 6-man.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's talk about the main event. The Best Friends versus the Young Bucks was the main event of the show.
Okay.
Started off with your average Young Bucks Ring of Honor shit. The dual sharpshooters, lots of chops. The punch, suck it, punch, suck it, punch. You know, all the Ring of Honor shit.
Yeah.
And I'm losing attention. I'm looking at other tabs. I'm checking Twitter. You know, I have the show on in the corner in the browser, and I'm doing other shit. I'm like, whatever. This is just a Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor Bucks don't do anything for me at this point.
Right.
Then Chucky T hits Matt Jackson with a backbreaker. And Matt sells the back like he's been doing for the past month.
Jesus.
Then this match got fucking awesome.
Okay.
The story of this match is not Matt Jackson's bad back, although that was. The story of this match, and props to the announcers, and I know one of them is, what's his name? Art of Wrestling podcast guy, Cole Cabana. But I don't know who the play-by-play guy is.
Okay.
The story of this match is the road and is the years and the miles and the flights catching up to the Young Bucks. And I never thought I'd see a Lion in Winter story with two guys who are younger than I am. You know, with a guy who's 31 and 27 or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Because even though they've been around, they're both really young in terms of years.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, we're getting the Shawn Michaels is a broken down old man story from two millennials. And it's working.
That's crazy.
It's so great. The road is owning these guys, Chris. Back and forth, lots of stuff. Matt's selling the back. He's dying. He's finally gets the hot tag. Nick runs wild. He's fighting both guys off by himself because Matt's dead. And Beretta and Chucky T are awesome together, and I'm sure you've seen them together. They're so good. They're so fluid.
Mm-hmm.
The finish is they're trying to go for the Meltzer. Matt can't get Chucky T up for his part of it. So Nick gets him up, holds on, runs and does a springboard one instead of the normal top rope one. Mm-hmm. Gets the 450 flip, the Meltzer. Bucks win. They can't even leave the ring. They're dragging themselves up the ramp.
Jeez.
You know, because they're so beat up. Chris, I am here for this version of the Young Bucks of just being ripped and ravaged to bits. So
that sounds awesome. Yeah.
It's great. Like the first half, the first like third, you're like whatever. Just they're gonna play the hits and they're gonna do all the shit and super kick and you know whatever. And the second half when they're just these two grizzled old men, you know, even though they're not.
You never think to use that as a descriptor for
it's so good. I loved it. I went 3 3/4. I thought this was a great match. Like
that's awesome.
Well worth your time checking out. So
that's awesome. That sounds great.
Ring of Honor. Who knew? We should watch more. The pay-per-view coming up in a couple weeks.
Yes, Super Card of Honor is coming up.
We may have to watch that.
Yeah, I mean, the main event being Kenny Omega versus Cody for
No, there's one coming up. I thought there's one coming up in March before Supercard. I'll be at Supercard, by the way, most likely.
Oh, that's right, because there's the one that has
There's one in like early March, right?
It's actually Honor Rising. It's the joint ROH New Japan shows.
Yeah,
because one of the matches is Golden Lovers versus Cody and Marty.
Yeah, which should be great. So, I'll be at Supercard Honor unless NXT, which looks great, has more availability and or less cost. Basically, at this point, it's basically I'll be in New Orleans Saturday night, and if it's easier to get to NXT and costs less, I'll go to NXT. If it's easier to get to Ring of Honor and that one costs less, I'll go to Ring of Honor. Yeah. My buddy and I really haven't made a decision yet. I mean, either way, it's going to be an awesome night.
Yeah, right? That's going to be an awesome week.
Either way, if I go to NXT, it'll be great. If I go to Ring of Honor, it'll be great. No complaints. So
yeah.
You want to talk about New Beginning?
Yeah, let's get into it. New beginning in Osaka happened this past Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yes, it was Saturday. February 10th at the Edion Arena in Osaka.
Which sold out 3 weeks in advance.
Mm-hmm. With was the main event announced at that point in time? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the main event was announced right after New Beginning.
Right. Or right after Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yeah. Well, not Wrestle Kingdom. New Year's Dash.
Yes.
Because that was when Okada said, "Put your tag belts on the line in Sapporo, and you'll get the shot in Osaka." And that's what happened. That was relatively early. But even if it hadn't, everyone knew that Okada was at the top of the card. So,
yeah.
Kaz Okada, draw.
Confirmed. Kaz Okada is a draw.
Confirmed. Kaz Okada, draw. So, which we'll talk about at the end of this review.
Yes. So let's see. Let's see. The undercard didn't really have a whole lot of really compelling stuff. The Kitamura Challenge Series continued with a match against the Yuji Nagata, which actually that was actually really good.
Yes, the best of the Kitamura matches by far.
Yes, because Yuji Nagata.
Here's what Yuji Nagata is good at. You ready? Yeah. Yuji Nagata is really good at chopping people, right? Mm-hmm. And he's really good at kicking people.
Yes.
So, needless to say, it's easy to put a match together with those two attributes. I thought Kitamura looked good. I thought he ran out of gas, but that tells the story. He's not a guy who's having a 30-minute long match.
Yeah.
He's 8 minutes, spear, jackhammer, let's go home with our lives.
Yeah, he's a Goldberg. That's what he is. And that's okay.
Jacked up dude in history.
Yeah. And the thing I did love, I did catch a little bit of this match, and the rest of it I caught via GIFs and clips. But the one spot I loved was when Kitamura hits Nagata with a chop, and Nagata immediately straightens up and goes, "Come on, hit me!" And then just beats the shit out of him.
Nagata
this is how you do it.
At Honor Rising, or the next show, maybe is Nagata and Nakanishi versus Tenzan and Kitamura.
Which will either be excellent or
terrible.
Really bad.
Yeah, it's either going to be like 3 3/4, 4 stars, or like -1 star. It will be, but it won't be because of Nagata, who is.
It's entirely going to be on Tenzan and Nakanishi.
Why is and I know we're jumping around a little bit. I'm sorry, but why is Tenzan still wrestling? He can't walk.
Same reason that they want to bring Undertaker back, because he has been a cornerstone of the company for decades now.
I understand that, but
the
guy can't walk.
People still pop for the entrance music. They pop for the Mongolian chops.
They do, and the mullet. It is a great mullet.
And the mullet, yep.
And he's still
and him just being a giant brick wall.
Yeah.
I mean, people love what they love, and it sucks. It sucks because these guys
can't run the ropes. Like his ankles. Yeah. I mean, the guy could blow an ankle getting out of bed at this point.
These guys should be allowed to take their retirement when they want to, or in some cases be forced into retirement when they need to.
But I mean, it's.
I expect with Tenzan, it's definitely the latter, not the former. But
it's a guy like Tenzan and Nakanishi. Another guy who's got almost nothing left.
Yeah,
the Nakanishi Kitamura match was no damn good, as we talked.
Nakanishi is.
I love the guy.
Even more immobile than Tenzan is.
Yeah, I love the guy, but he ain't moving fast. He ain't moving slow. He's not moving.
Yeah, he is the slug at this point.
Yeah, he's not moving. So. Yeah, but Nagata's still good. He had a great G1.
Yeah. Nagata gets it done. Even though he said it was his last G1, I could easily see him doing another one. I mean,
I wouldn't. He was like the 4th best person in his. He had a better G1 than Kenny Omega did.
Yeah,
he did.
I know.
And Kenny Omega was 3rd on my ballot for most outstanding wrestler, or for wrestler of the year.
Yeah.
It was I spoke a little bit with Zack Sabre Jr. at an AEW show, and he said the most fun he had was wrestling Nagata in the G1.
Yeah.
More than Naito or Tanahashi or Goto or anyone else in his block. He said, he's like, because and I asked him why. And he said, because when you wrestle Nagata, you have to think. And I'm like, all right.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it's got to be like same thing as like wrestling a guy like AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan. People who are masters at their craft. I wouldn't doubt it. So yeah, Nagata confirmed, really good. Kitamura, give him a shorter match, but otherwise also.
Yeah, I'm
has his upside.
I love this guy. Love him. But I like big ass jacked guys who blow stuff up. So
yeah,
which is why Commando is one of my favorite movies. Literally, big jack guy blowing stuff up.
Exactly. We can skip the 3 tag matches. I really don't care about any of those. And then let's move on to the 5 top of the card matches.
Sure.
Bushi defeated Geto as expected.
I was hoping this was a Mask versus Beard.
Yeah, it would have been good. It would have been really good if it was Mask versus Beard.
Should have been. Would have added some. I mean, I enjoyed this match. Maybe this feud must continue, and then we'll get Mask versus Beard.
I mean, this feud has been going on for forever, though. That's the only thing about it that really needs to be addressed, is that these two have always kind of had this rivalry between
I think Bushi and Hiromu are challenging for the junior belts.
I am okay with this.
Yeah, so am I. But I think they're challenging with the junior belts alongside Suzuki Gun Juniors, because we have to have a multi-team match somewhere. Geto loves his triangle tag matches or whatever, which I hate.
Yeah, he really does.
He does,
which is less than stellar, but I mean,
especially because you can switch it out by having Sho and Yo versus Suzuki Gun Juniors. You know, they can have 2 matches, do their thing, and then you can have Sho and Yo versus Hiromu and Bushi at Dominion, which would be holy shit, like 3rd from the top.
That's the money match.
Can you imagine how good of a match Bushi and Hiromu and versus Sho and Yo? And Chris, we'll get there in about 15 minutes when we get to the Hiromu match, or 10 minutes, whatever it is. Hiromu's a fucking rock star.
Yes. Yes, he is.
So
yeah, we will definitely get to that. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. Bushi and Geto, they put on a fun match, and Geto, for a guy who doesn't wrestle on the regular, still manages to put together some good quality stuff when he's working with the dude who can definitely counter off of the shenanigans that you always see in those kind of matches. There's always shenanigans when those two face each other. Next up, Naito defeated Yoshihashi in what was also a really good match.
Yeah, I went 4 flat. I thought this match was real good.
Yeah.
Breaking news, Chris. This is going to be... We should have renamed this show. George Has Obvious Takes.
Yeah.
Because obvious take number 1 is that Hiromu's a rock star. Obvious take number 2 is that Tetsuya Naito is one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
If we ever get opening credits for this show, it's going to say, I'll be whoever, and then it'll say, also starring George Savas as Admiral Obvious.
Yes, as Admiral Obvious. And I'll have the cool little shoulder pads that the old school soldiers used to have.
We're going to give you the traditional hat and epaulets and shoulder pads and everything.
That's the word, epaulets. Good word.
Yeah. Boy Scouts taught me a couple of things.
Here it is. I like it.
Yoshihashi has shown that he definitely has his flashes of greatness. They aren't always there, but against Naito, he's had some pretty good matches. Their match in the G1 was good.
It was,
and this match was even better. Despite the fact that both of them are kind of getting up there in years, they still put together a good high impact match that really told a good story.
I like the story of this match was that Naito was underestimating Yoshihashi.
Yeah,
and it almost bit him in the ass.
That I think works well. Coupling off of the Wrestle Kingdom match, because we talked about the story there was that he got lost and went back to the Stardust Genus instead of
wanted to hit that fucking Stardust salt
instead of being El Ingobernable. So now he's gotten too deep again into being El Ingobernable and is underestimating his opponents, but it's still won in the match, and Naito's always a joy to watch. I love that man. He's spectacular.
Yeah, he's real great.
Yeah.
Hey, segue. I'm going to see him on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Fuck yeah, I'm excited. I'm counting down the minutes already. It's only Thursday.
That's going to be friggin'
awesome.
Great.
Good Sammy Callahan at Logan Square Auditorium. 3rd row tickets. My buddy Carlos and I are going. Yeah. Cannot wait.
I mean, that's Naito will be awesome.
Yeah.
Sammy Callahan will be Sammy Callahan.
No, in AEW he doesn't do the heel bullshit that he does in New Japan. He's a straight babyface now. So I mean, he still can't. He's still not very good. But at least he's not like spitting on people.
Yeah, I was gonna say because then it would just be a spitting war because we know Naito loves to spit on people.
Yes. You know, at least he's not like kissing and spitting on people.
Yeah, thank goodness for that.
Yeah, less of that, please.
Yeah. Next up.
Saturday. Follow my Twitter at GHSavis, and I'll have some cool pictures and shit.
You'd better get a picture with Naito. Yeah. It had better be your avatar for next week's show.
I'm gonna try. There's a separate meet and greet, so I don't know, and it's already sold out. So I don't know if I'm gonna get like an actual you know how Triple H hangs out with the guy's picture.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to get a cool action shot. I got a new Pixel, and I love it. The camera's awesome. Nice. So I'm gonna try to get like during his entrance or something.
Good deal. Adam, props to you for standing up for ethics and principles. I know going to see Naito would have been awesome on the Sunday show, or having to see him against Elgin. I appreciate you not going and supporting
in Dayton, right?
Yeah,
because I know he's doing 3 shows here. He's doing the Glory Pro, which Elgin used to own before he sold it to the guys from AIW, and he's doing a show in Ohio. He's actually wrestling Elgin at the show in Ohio.
Yeah.
Ugh, that sucks.
I know. I had actually considered going to that too. I'm glad. Yeah, I considered. Let me take a road trip. Let me just go to Ohio and do the show. And I'm glad now that I let my common sense get the better of me and prevent me from spending that money. Because if after spending that money I had then found out he was wrestling Elgin, I would have been really upset with
that would be bad.
Not going to that. That would have sucked. But
was he billed to wrestle Elgin before all this?
No, they only announced that he was going to be on the show.
They billed it against Callahan in October of this year.
Yeah, no, they didn't announce Naito's opponents for. I guess what is it? What was the promotion it was going to be at? Revolver. Yeah, it was at PWR, and PWR didn't announce his opponent for quite a while. Like they built the show was titled Naito Takes Dayton, and they were advertising him heavily, but they didn't say
Revolver Pro. Is that what it is?
Pro Wrestling Revolver, PWR.
Yeah, Revolver Pro's in England.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, they announced Naito before all the shit went down against Elgin, and then they proceeded to book Elgin anyway. So PWR, you're on the shit. You're on the shit list.
Yeah, it's Naito Takes Dayton events.
I mean, even though Naito and Elgin have
tickets on sale. I wonder why.
Yeah. Even though historically Naito and Elgin have had great matches against each other, Elgin's still a piece of shit. And, yeah. Side note.
So it says he was announced before all the shit went down. That's what Adam says.
Yeah. Side note.
Elgin was announced before all the shit comes down, or
no,
Naito was announced a while ago.
Yeah, Naito was announced back in
October or November.
Yeah,
because I went to a show in November just to buy tickets to this show.
Yeah, because I had been thinking about using my Christmas bonus to get tickets and a hotel room to go to Dayton. So glad I didn't do that. But side note, we'll get back to New Beginning coverage in a second. But as it turns out, Michael Elgin, proving just how much of a complete asshole he is, apparently is now suing Moses Malone. For defamation of character, loss of income, job opportunities, all this other shit.
Adam says Elgin was announced before the shit went down. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's marginally different then.
Okay.
Then,
but even still,
if Rev Pro, I keep calling him Rev Pro. If Pro Wrestling Revolver had said we're announcing Naito versus Elgin, and then the Elgin shit went down. And then they pulled Elgin. Fucking people would have lost their fucking minds because Twitter's a cesspool.
Mm-hmm.
You said you're doing Elgin. You're not doing Naito and Elgin. Yeah. Go away.
Fuck those Twitter.
Go
fuck
away.
Those Twitter trolls.
Go away. You know,
all of you.
So, all right. But, beginning, before we get too lost.
Yeah, no. I was just saying. Elgin is announced that he's filing a lawsuit against Mo Malone, the woman who accused him on Twitter, for defamation of character, loss of income, and loss of job opportunities. This after on the same week that New Japan announced that they're re-signing him to a new 2-year contract.
Well, there's still loss of income because he's not getting bookings, but he's getting bookings now, though.
Yes.
So, and he's a public figure, right?
Yes. So I'm really hoping that
thing's fucking stupid.
I'm really hoping that this goes up in flames.
It'll get thrown out, or it won't. But what I mean, he's suing her for defamation and damages. She has like $45 to her name too.
Yeah.
How scurrilous.
Yeah, he's
just take your loss, move on with your life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Garbage.
He's garbage. Take the L and move on, dude.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah. Well, just a waste of space.
Waste of space. Waste of time. Waste of oxygen.
So,
moving on to better things now.
Much better things.
This junior heavyweight championship match between Will Ospreay and Hiromu Takahashi. Holy shit! I don't know how these two survive these matches. Yes,
Chris,
it was a spectacular match, but I don't know how they survive wrestling each other because they fucking beat the hell out of each other.
I'm gonna take a victory lap here.
Yeah,
you ready? I'm taking a victory lap here.
Go for it.
Because you know, and I know that I got some fucking blowback when I said he needs to get rid of Daryl. Oh, Daryl's great. We love Daryl. Daryl's fucking great. Chris, this Hiromu Takahashi is a rock star.
Yes.
The one who plays with a fucking doll is not a rock star.
Well, here's the thing that was really, really strange to me about the whole thing is I don't know if you watched the pre-match hype video.
With the cat and he's like feeding him tenders or some shit. Yeah. No, that's fine. Because anything he does outside of the ring, he could be the wacky weird dude outside of the ring. But when he gets to the ring, I don't want him to be the wacky weird dude. I want him to be the crazy bastard.
Yeah.
I want him to be the guy who powerbombs, who eliminates himself from a 10-man just to powerbomb Will Ospreay because he's crazy.
Yes.
I want him to be the guy who does the flying senton just because he's crazy. Like
that works.
His character is that when the bell rings, he's nuts. Not when the bell and you heard that crowd. They loved him.
Yeah. They were all in.
If he stays healthy, a huge if, given his size and his style. You know, he doesn't have the frame to be taking some of these bumps that he's taking, and he's nuts. You know?
He is.
If he stays healthy, mark the date and time. February 15th, 2018. If Hiromu stays healthy, we're looking at an all-timer in the junior division. An all-timer.
Yep.
Jushin Liger level.
Yeah.
All-timer.
Easily.
I mean, he is. This guy's the total package, the total and complete package.
He is something exceptionally special.
So you know what I love too about this match? Besides everything, it started off with them just going at it.
Yep.
Because these guys got bad blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know? As Tay says, they got bad blood.
Yep.
You know, bad times, going at it, super counters. How about the Sasuke special into the German?
Yes. Oh my God!
Holy shit!
That was so good.
These two guys, how do they do it? How do they walk after? Like,
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know how it works.
How does any of it work?
I mean, these two just have the most insane chemistry.
Oh my God!
Even more so than like, and you know, we talked about like our favorite feuds of last year, and like Hiromu Kushida was one of my favorite feuds of last year.
Awesome.
It was so good. This is easily even better.
Oh, like, so these guys, I want these guys to just have like a best of 7 series.
Yeah,
all over the world. I want them to have a match in Rev Pro, and I want them to have a match in Ring of Honor, and I want them to have a match in CMLL. Just take the traveling road show. You know what I'm saying? Like all over. So, no, they rock.
I will accept any Hiromu Takahashi Will Ospreay counters.
Oh, one more take in the win. Okay, I'm taking the win on Crazy Naito better than Daryl Naito, which I think is pretty obvious.
Takahashi, not
thank
Naito,
you, Takahashi.
Yeah.
And okay, every now and again on Twitter, and this is going to be, I got a problem with this too, and we talked about this before. Every now and again on Twitter, you see people saying that Will Ospreay doesn't sell. You know, when I see someone on Twitter say stuff about Will Ospreay doesn't know psychology, whatever the fuck that means. It means people whatever they want it to mean, first of all, which is a whole other conversation. When I see people say, "Oh, Will Ospreay doesn't sell. He's a spot monkey," you know what that tells me, Chris? It tells me you haven't watched Will Ospreay after like 2014.
Yeah, for serious.
You know what? You are showing ass. If that's your take, and you're not a contrarian or a gimmick or something, then you're telling me that
let's be honest. As a fan, you shouldn't have a gimmick anyway because you're a fucking fan. You're not part of the show.
Fan. Yes, pump the brakes here with the gimmicks on Twitter.
Yeah,
and nobody cares. Yeah, you know. That tells me, Chris, that you're not watching professional wrestling.
Yeah,
or at least you're not watching Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
and that tells me you listen to Vince Russo and Jim Cornette. And get the hell out of here.
Let me tell you something.
You are in every sense of the word. If you don't think that this guy is not one of the best wrestlers in the world at everything in the ring, at building a match, at the shine, at the heat, at the sell, at the comeback, at the finish, that tells me that you are ignorant about professional wrestling. And hey, that's fine. I am here to teach. You know? I am a teacher at heart, Christopher.
Yeah.
I will teach. But
all you need to look at is that spot of the German into the barricade.
Yep.
That from the outside that you were talking about before, and him screaming in agony and arching his back.
Pops his shoulder back into place or his neck into place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God.
You know what I love too? His last ditch.
As a person who has a history of shoulder injuries, that hurt me to watch.
And you know what? And I'm fired up, Chris. I'm getting fucking hot. This is gonna, George is obvious, and George goes after Twitter trolls. Is the theme of this episode because we're getting Okada later. We're getting Okada later with the Twitter trolls because I got thoughts on Okada, but call that a tease in the radio business.
Yes.
How about his last ditch offense? Because Will is so creative that he does that weird handspring insecurity, then he goes back to selling. It's not just a clothesline like Ishii, or it's not even like a V trigger like Omega. It's Will Ospreay. He's got to put a little bit of flourish on it. So his last ditch, I'm going to die offense is a handspring insecurity, and then he goes right back to selling. Guys, this is one of the 10 best wrestlers in the world, and I'm so happy he won. And I'm so happy he keeps the title. I didn't want him to get Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
The fuck count was 4, by the way. 4 times I yelled "oh fuck" in this match.
Fair.
Could have been more, but it was like 7:15 in the morning on a Saturday. I watched this unspoiled, by the way, so I was thoroughly enjoyed this match.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. How about the cheeky Nando into the Poison Rana?
Oh man,
that was an oh fuck.
my big one was what was it? Oh my God. One of those
onto a draped Hiromu.
One of those Germans. One of those Germans that Hiromu hit on Will. I think he was the German off the attempted Os cutter. Maybe I'm not sure, but one of those looked like Will landed directly on the top of his head, and I was just like, fuck, man, his spine is compressed. Jesus Christ, I was legit scared there for a minute. It might have been that one. It might have been a different one, but either way, it was one of those Germans that he just looked like he landed right on the top of his head. How about
the Robinson special into the ass cutter, countered into a neck breaker?
Yes, yeah, the RKO.
Yeah, and then it did love that.
The RK Hiromu or something. I don't know. We'll come up with a name for it or something. It was great.
Was pretty great. Or the 2 or 3 times that Ospreay countered by kicking around Hiromu's head into his face.
Oh God, those were
like on those like standing switch kicks or whatever those were.
Yeah, the roundhouse that went around his head and top of the instep hits the side of Hiromu's forehead.
Yeah,
that was
match,
so good.
What did I give this match? Let me see. I went
4.25 on this match. I went
4.5. So I went 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
Liked it a lot. Real great match. So anything else before we move on to Evil and Goto?
Who do you think Will's next challenger is? That's the real question. They didn't have a tease.
No, because he's facing Okada at the anniversary show.
Yes.
Which, holy shit, will be so good.
Oh my god,
yeah. Is that a big belt? Is that one of his defenses?
I don't think so. It might be, but I don't know. Let me see.
I don't know. Oh, it's March 5th or something. We got a little time.
Let's see. They don't even have the anniversry show listed
March 6th, I think.
On Wikipedia or something.
It's March 6th. This is this 47th anniversary or whatever.
That's gonna be great.
Yep. Random Tuesday. Well, I mean, not random. It's March 6th every year. So.
Yes.
That.
Yeah.
The over-under on that match is like 4.5, by the way. In terms of quality.
I have no doubt. No doubt.
Who is going to challenge
for the junior belt next?
At Sakura Genesis. Well, don't wait. When's the best of Super Juniors? Is after Sakura Genesis, right?
Yes. That happens between Wrestling Dontaku and Dominion.
Okay, so it's not for a while. Okay.
No, it's probably going to be in May.
Like May.
I believe it's supposed to happen in May.
Yeah, so who challenges him for? Let's see.
There might be.
No, he's going after the juniors. Bushi and Hiromu are going after the junior belts, the tag belts.
It might be one of the
Desperado. It's got to be like Yoshinobu, or it's got to be like Yoshinobu or Taka. Which, but Yoshinobu could be a good match.
I would pick Despy over.
Is there a Bullet Club Junior? Is it Skrull again?
I don't want that.
No, we've seen that.
Yeah, we've seen it too many times.
It's got to be. Well, Despy and Taichi are going after the tag belts.
Oh, I have a thought.
So it's got to be Yoshinobu or Taka.
Yeah, because Kawado's on excursion, so we can't do Kawado, unfortunately.
Too early.
Maybe Kushida, but I feel like he's just kind
of a lost man right now.
He's going to be kind of spinning his wheels for a bit, I think.
You know what I would do with Kushida? I'd put him in the New Japan Cup. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Why not?
For the hell of it, why not?
Not gonna have bad matches.
Definitely not.
He's not doing it. He's wrestled every junior like 30 times.
Yeah. He is the elder statesman of the juniors at this point. That's not named Tiger Mask or Jushin Liger.
Taguchi or yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be any of them, will it? It won't be like Tiger Mask or Jushin Liger, will it?
I hope not.
Unless like Will goes to the office and says, I want to wrestle Jushin Liger.
Yeah. That would be cool, but I mean, you know,
Jushin in a singles match is not really that great anymore.
No, not anymore.
So
that is what it is.
Yeah, it's got to be. I think it may be Kushida. Which, We've seen it. I'm done with Kushida as a junior. I'm done with him. It's been like 10 years.
Yeah.
Move up. You know what? They call it the never open weight belt for a reason.
Yeah. Kushida versus
Goto would be great.
That would be a ton of fun. I would love to. Right? I would love to watch that.
Yeah. So
let's let it be an open. Let it be an open weight belt for real. Speaking of Goto,
I liked it and loved this match. I thought it was hurt by the placement, which almost never happens in a New Japan match.
Yeah.
It couldn't top the Hiromu Ospreay match.
Yeah.
So it hurts.
I will say this,
which almost never happens. Usually in New Japan matches they always have heat, but
yeah. I will say that it was what I expected, which was two dudes.
I didn't hate it. I went 3.5. I didn't hate it. Don't get me wrong.
It was what I expected, and for what I expected, Goto and Evil performed admirably. It was two dudes just slugging the fuck out of each other.
Absolutely.
And I have no problem with
the whole thing with the Buddhist mala necklace was kind of
Yeah, that was a little bit unnecessary.
A little overbooking.
Yeah. And it didn't even when he hit him with it, when Evil hit him with it, it didn't even look like it was like a proper impact even.
Yeah.
Like it's just that whole segment of the match looked weird, but other than that, I mean it was a reasonable match. You know,
yeah, it was fine.
It's not something I would go out of my way to watch, but again,
exactly.
But it was good.
Yeah. It was probably the 4th best singles match on this show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah. So I like Evil. I like Evil a lot. Crowd likes Evil, and I love Goto's offense, and we saw a lot of it. So,
and it looks like the anniversary show is going to be Evil Sonata versus Goto Yoshihashi for the tag belts.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I won't mind that.
Yeah.
Goto and Yoshihashi are the only guys in Chaos that care about each other. So you know what? Let's throw them
You're
together.
Right. Because only one person came out to defend Goto at the Dome, and it was Yoshihashi.
Yes. So you know what? I'm down with that.
What's Jay White doing at the anniversary show?
No idea.
What did he do on this show?
Tag? He didn't do anything on the show.
Did he have a tag?
Yes, he was in the tag with Yano Anishi versus Taguchi Japan, Finley, Robinson, and Henare.
Oh yeah, because they're doing the Finley Jay White story. Yeah. You're right.
They might use that. They might use the anniversary show as the opportunity to get his defense against Adam Page out of the way. Because I mean, Page did make the challenge.
Yeah.
So maybe that's when they do it. I don't know.
We'll see. That for Scourge Genesis.
Yeah, I think that'll be better.
Genesis. Yeah, I think it'd be better if it's Scourge Genesis.
But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they. Then again, it might just be they throw them in another tag match. Who knows? Mm-hmm. I think it would be a little bit of a waste. I mean, you have the belt not be defended for 2 straight shows, but what are you gonna do?
I'm with you there. Main event.
New Japan has too many belts as it is.
Too many belts. Too many belts. All the belts.
Mm-hmm.
Belts.
Belt. I'll get my bass out and we'll start playing a belt freestyle there.
Just don't break the bridge like what's his name did, like Braun. Just rip the bridge off.
Yes, seriously. We're gonna talk about that. Don't worry, we're gonna get to that.
We're gonna talk a shitload of WWE after this.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah.
By the way, loved the opening video of the champions. I love that. I love that video. It led such a sense of importance and gravitas to the proceedings. Here's all these champions.
Yes.
You know? Hey, look, it's Master Shono. Hey, young Brock Lesnar. Hey, AJ. You know, I love that. So good.
Shinsuke Tanahashi when he wasn't a broken man.
Yes.
And then it's just Okada.
This was the 10th defense for Kaz Okada. This was the 10th defense.
Yeah.
Here's what I loved. I said like 4 times. I need a new verbal tick. You know what the best part of this match was for me?
What?
When Okada starts kicking him in the back of the head playfully.
Oh, yes.
Fucking shitty man.
Yes.
And so he's saying, "Come on, Sonata. Come on. Get up, Sonata. Get up."
Yeah.
And he's just kicking him in the head.
You call yourself a super athlete? Come on, man. Come on.
And
what do you got?
Notice, Chris, what the crowd did. Did you notice how the crowd that was not into it early, they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Once Okada turned heel, the crowd came alive. They got behind Sonata.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the match, Okada turns heel and the crowd comes back. Because the face versus face shit wasn't working. You know, where they're trading holds and even with the face buster, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once Okada figures out, or whomever figured it out, Red Shoes told him or whatever, turn heel.
Start being an asshole.
Just like against Kojima.
I don't even think it may. I think it might have been planned that they just did it that way.
Maybe whatever it was, it worked. Whomever gets the
slow
credit.
build. I think that they might start like having that slow build towards Okada being an asshole in the middle of matches.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a really smart way to go about it, and I think that they'll do that more often. Because if you slowly evolve that to where it's happening earlier and earlier in the matches to the point where Okada right out the gate is just being a dick, it tells so much great stories. Like it just does so much good stuff.
Like, and right there, by the way, is when the match turned awesome. We got the Rainmaker counter into the Saito, and then Sonata with the leapfrogs into the drop kick. Into that weird slingshot tope he does where he gets so much force on the ropes and he just whips himself out of the ring.
Yeah.
And that's when you started getting the Sanada champs. And that's when Okada started selling. Big. big sell job by the champ here.
Yes.
You know?
An excellent job.
So
you know, the one that I loved, this is actually later in the match from where you are, but when Sonata goes for the skull end while Okada's mounted up on the turnbuckles.
Yes.
And Rich is like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. So Sonata's just like, okay, fine. Just neck breakers him right off the top of the turnbuckle. That's just so good. He's so underrated in his innovation in the ring.
I wrote in my notes that Okada gave him a ton, and he did. He gave him a ton.
Yes. Yes, he absolutely did.
He made him look so good in defeat. We talk about that all the time. Make a guy in defeat, and it doesn't happen as often as people say it does. In fact, it almost never happens. Mm-hmm. Because even though this shit is predetermined, wins and losses still matter. They do.
Yes.
So it doesn't happen often where guys made in defeat. Sonata's made in defeat. He's going to win this belt down the line. It will not be this year. It may not be next year. But he's going to win this belt, and this match is going to be a reason why. Because I wrote at the start of my little index card thing, this is a vital match for Sonata. He needs to show up. And he did. He came to play. You know? He came to play.
100%. Yeah.
So.
100%. Stellar.
What else do I love? Oh, how about the Tiger Suplex? Oh, my God. He's with the Tiger Suplex. Oh, man. This is the best stuff right here. This is my favorite New Japan match of the year. I think I like this match more than any match at the Dome. I really, really loved this match, and I went it unspoiled, which is the way to go.
Nice.
So, Champ's feeling it after hitting the tombstone, and he's firing up, and the crowd's booing him because they're behind Sonata, and he's like hurt but doesn't care, and he kicks him in the head again. You know. He breaks the skull end into the Muda salt as an homage to Great Muda.
Yep.
Jams his knee, crawls over, gets the 2, just like Naito. He went for that fucking moonsault, Chris. Went for that moonsault. He should have just held on to the skull end. But you know what? He wanted to win it his way. And an homage to his mentor, the Great Muda.
Yes.
He busted his knee up, just like Great Muda. Like, you know.
I loved the series of reversals on them both trying to hit the tombstone, and then once Okada finally got it, then it's just like, all right, this is it, game over.
Yep. 3 Rainmakers to pin him. That's a lot. Gave him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine the reaction when somebody finally beats this guy for the belt? Can you imagine what's going to happen? What the crowd's going to do?
I mean,
they're getting invested in every challenger.
Yes.
Every challenger. They were invested in Evil. They were invested in Kenny Omega. And Chris, notice how every single person who has feuded with Okada in the past 6 months is a higher spot on the card than they were coming in. Every single person. Omega, higher spot in the card. Moreover, super babyface. Before he was upper mid card heel, who had 2 great matches with the champ, and then beat him but then he beat him at the G1, and now he's in a higher place. Evil, credible upper mid carder after feuding with Okada. He wasn't going in. He was firmly a mid carder. Now he's in that upper mid carder, almost main eventer level. Right?
Yes.
Sonata, same thing. Naito, just as over.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm gonna give a hot prediction here. You might lose your mind over this, but I am predicting that Evil, because Tanahashi, even after he comes back from surgery, is clearly not going to be able to hold the spot in the main event scene anymore. I am predicting Evil takes that spot, and Evil becomes the new mainstay main eventer because the crowd is so into him, and he knows how to bring it with everybody. He just does well with everybody he wrestles against. Even on a match like what happened at this event where he was in a death slot that almost never happens in New Japan, he still made it work. And Evil is the next main eventer. 100%. It's got to be. It's got to be.
This next crop of guys just below the main event, Evil, Sonata, Jay White, maybe Hangman Page, maybe. He's not as good as those three. But there's something there. You know, this next crop of guys, you know, they're pretty great. So, real quick, before we move on, imagine the pop when someone beats this guy.
Yeah.
And until then, people are like, oh, I'm tired of Super Naito. How can everyone? Super Okada. Okada is Superman Okada. Guys, you're getting 4.5 to 5-star matches on the reg in front of white-hot crowds that are always sold out.
Yes.
What more do you want? Like, the whole point of this is putting asses in seats, right?
I gotta say, like, and I know you hate when I do this, but I gotta say, it's hilarious to me that, like, 1% of wrestling Twitter gets angry about, you know, the Okada booking, and meanwhile, 90% of the accusations that wrestling Twitter levels at Roman Reigns are actually true about Kaz Okada, but they still worship the ground he walks upon. It's so hilarious to me.
But, like,
I love it.
It's working.
I know, because the crowd is properly receptive to it.
Yeah. There it is. It is.
Find a way to make the crowd, the whole crowd, properly receptive to it, because there is a way. There's always a way. But you have to have your start be proper, have your middle be effective, and have your end game be an attraction. There's always a way. If you start off poorly, you're not going to get the other two bits. No. And that's what happened in WWE. But New Japan, they started effectively. They started with the Okada needing to overcome Tanahashi story.
And then overcome
the middle.
Remember?
The middle.
Wrestle Kingdom 10, the magic of the dome.
And then needing to overcome him at the dome. Yep. The middle. Having him survive defense after defense after defense. Losing to Naito and then having to claw back and get it back again. Defense after defense after defense. Having to beat Omega at the dome then. And now we're in the end game stage. Where...
Chris, man,
who's going to be the one?
Someone's going to beat this guy, and it's going to be like
whatever building they are in.
It's going to blow up. It's going to be so awesome. We're getting to the point. We're getting to the point where for a Naito, I keep saying Naito, an Okada title defense, I'm going in live, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I don't care. I'll get up early. I'll stay up late.
6 in the morning. Yeah,
don't matter. I'll make it work, man. Because I don't want even the remote chance of being spoiled when I see someone finally beat Okada.
Yeah.
I want to I want to have that reaction along with those 15,000 people in that building.
Yeah.
You know, it's
wake up everybody within a 50 square foot radius of you,
so
losing your fucking mind about it.
He's the man. I love him. I love him so much. Yes. My name is George and I love Kaz Okada.
My name is Chris and I love Kaz Okada too.
So, you want to talk about anything else on this show?
Well, we know what's going on for the anniversary show with against Will. Who do you think? Who do you think is the challenger at Sakura?
So who do I think wins the New Japan Cup?
Yes, who do you think wins the New Japan
Cup?
Well,
if he's in the New Japan Cup, if Okada's in the New Japan Cup, he's going to lose in like the first round to someone.
Yeah.
Then that person will lose on the way to the final. So then you have 2 matches. So whoever wins the cup will get the match at Sakura. And then whoever beat Okada will get the match at Fukuoka in May.
Yeah, Wrestling Tontaku,
yeah. Nice and easy, right?
Yeah.
I think Ishii wins the New Japan Cup. But I think he challenges Minoru Suzuki.
I wouldn't be surprised at that.
I don't know who Okada faces at Sakura Genesis. I don't know. I think it's
I feel like man, it's tough because like I feel like the idea of having it now be a heel Okada versus a face Kenny Omega might be a new twist on that series that could work.
But Omega's occupied with the Bullet Club shit.
Yeah, but that's the only problem. Like if Omega wins at Supercard of Honor and retains control of the Bullet Club, then I think maybe we get Omega Okada 4, the dynamic shift.
At Dominion?
No, not at Dominion.
At Sakura?
That's at Sakura. Because I think Sakura is at...
Well, Sakura's after Ring of Honor, right? It's like mid-April.
Well, yeah, it's at least 2 weeks after.
What about Chris Jericho as a filler feud?
I don't think so, because his only scheduled appearance right now is for the New Japan US show.
Is he scheduled for that?
Yeah, it's not official, but
he doesn't have a positive show. We talked about that.
Yeah, word around the block is that is when they're going to do Jericho Naito.
I don't think they need to do Jericho Naito there because they're already sold. They've already sold that show out, and they have Mysterio and Liger.
Yeah, but
holy shit!
that still is apparently what they're planning to do, according to the latest round of rumors. But of course, things change, so it's possible that they go
Okada at Sakura Genesis.
Either way,
we still haven't figured out a WrestleMania opponent for John Cena. We've not figured out a Sakura Genesis opponent for Kaz Okada.
Either way, like I still am standing by what I had said after Wrestle Kingdom, which is that Sakura Genesis is where we see the full Okada heel turn, which leads to
sooner or later we're getting the Tanahashi one.
Maybe Tanahashi's the match at Wrestling Dontaku. I don't know if he'll be back by then.
Whichever one whichever one Okada needs to break the title defenses record will be against Tanahashi. So the title defenses record is what, like 13 or 12 consecutive title defenses? Whatever that number, I think it's 12. So whichever one he needs to break that will be against Tanahashi, and the story will be Tanahashi's trying to prevent him from breaking his record. Which is great, because Okada-Tanahashi matches are some of the best
quite good,
I've ever seen. So that's I think they're one at Wrestle Kingdom 10. I think is one of my 5 favorite matches of all time. Like I'm more than willing to watch them do it again.
Yeah. Now but I'm standing by what I said, which is that Sakura Genesis is where we see the full heel turn. Okay. And then from there that leads to Naito Okada 2 at Dominion, where Naito takes the belt. Okay.
Who does he face at Sakura Genesis? Omega?
Possibly Omega, possibly Ibushi. Because the crowd is super hot for both of those guys right now. Sure. I can't really think of anybody else though. Like maybe they run him against like a super plucky babyface like Juice Robinson, and just have Okada just dismantle him.
Yeah, like a 13-minute. You know what? Thank you for bringing that up. Here's the problem. There's one small problem with Kaz Okada matches. They all take forever. Yeah. Now, I'm okay with that. But notice how the crowd doesn't care until about halfway through.
Yeah, they're starting to figure out, like, all right.
Now if you have Okada squash somebody, all of a sudden the crowd will care again. Like if he goes against Juice and beats him in like 9 minutes, all of a sudden the crowd's like, oh, maybe Okada does win quickly. Yeah. So just friggin'... Remember how when Hiromu beat Kushida like in 4 minutes? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, every Super Junior match, the crowd was like, "Oh, we have to care the entire time now." Yes. So, anything else on this show before we turn to the worldwide leader in sports entertainment?
Well, I was going to do Evolve before we did WWE.
Evolve real quick.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else for New Japan, so yeah, that was New Beginning. If you didn't watch it, go get New Japan Roll and watch it because it was the back half of the show was quite good, quite enjoyable. All right, so Evolve is running 2 shows this weekend. They have Evolve 100 taking place in good old Queens, New York here.
Are you going?
Evolve, I don't know yet. I might be. It's going to be dependent on a couple of things, but possibly. And then they have Evolve 101 down in Joppa, Maryland. So, matches of note taking place on Evolve 100. We have the main event, Evolve Championship match, where Zack Sabre Jr. will be defending against current FIP champion Austin Theory. That should be a pretty good match. Evolve is definitely going pretty hard in on Austin Theory as being a new up-and-coming young guy that they really want to push. And I can see why. He's got a good look. He's got some good stuff in the ring. He still needs to polish it up a bit, but he definitely has his character down now that he's turned fully heel. We've got a WWE Championship match where Keith Lee defends against AR Fox. That'll be a fun one. That'll be a lot of fun. Evolve Championship Tag Team Championship match. Tag Team champions Chris Dickinson and Jaka, the Doom Patrol, will be defending against The End, Odinson and Perro. This, I think, is going to be The End's either first or second official match as a tag team. Yeah, it's the second one because their first one just happened a couple weeks ago, Evolve 99. And they are a team to watch. Odinson and Perro are quite impressive. Definitely want to check those guys out. Then we've got The Future is Now matches is what they're being billed as. The first one will be Matt Riddle versus James Drake, and the second one, Tracy Williams versus Anthony Henry. Those will both actually three of them. I forgot. There's the third one, Fred Yehai versus Dominic Guarini. So 3 matches that'll pin Evolve veterans versus up-and-coming young dudes, and it should be all a lot of fun to watch. I hope that all 3 of them get a good spot to show what they've got going for them, because the very next day over in Japa at Evolve 101, NXT Junior Manager William Regal will be making a special appearance. Currently signed for Evolve 101, a no-holds-barred non-title match where Keith Lee will be facing Tracy Williams. Then we've got a non-title special attraction match where Zack Sabre Jr. will be facing Chris Dickinson. A 4-way elimination match, Matt Riddle versus Austin Theory versus Darby Allin versus Jaka. And then a grudge tag team match of James Drake and Anthony Henry versus The End. A lot of good stuff happening at Evolve this weekend. If you are in the Queens or Joppa areas, highly recommended you go to both of those. Just as a side note, the last time that Evolve was in Joppa, Maryland was a year ago, and that was the day that William Regal handed Tony Nese an NXT contract. So might be worth checking out. Just saying, there might be some fun events that might be happening there with William Regal in the house in Joppa. So if you're in the area, go give it a look-see, and definitely keep an eye on the news to see if anybody gets handed an NXT contract during the show. You know, all things considered, I wouldn't be surprised for William Regal to hand Keith Lee a contract right on the spot there. You never know, though. WWE.
Sure.
All right.
The worldwide leader in sports entertainment, Chris.
Yeah.
What did you watch this week that the WWE produced?
I watched Raw.
Okay.
And I watched highlights of NXT.
Okay. I watched a little bit of Raw.
And I read the recaps of Smackdown, too. So.
I watched the beginning of Raw live, and then I turned it off because I hated myself. So John Cena comes out. Well, I saw the highlights. So John Cena comes out, right? And he's talking about, if I don't win the Elimination Chamber, I don't have a road to WrestleMania. Chris, John Cena. Zack fucking Ryder has a road to WrestleMania. Like, come on, guys.
I mean, sure, that road to WrestleMania is called the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but still.
He's getting on the card.
Everybody's on the fucking card, so
you know what's going to happen at the Chamber, right? I mean, I hate this, man. Stop treating me like I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen at the Chamber, right? He's going to lose to someone, Rollins, maybe, whatever. Roman. Whomever. He's going to lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to have the John Cena shocked face when he tries to act.
Yeah.
And Michael Cole's going to yell, guys, this means John Cena's not going to WrestleMania. And I'm going to be like, why do I watch this shit? You know? Guys, man, stop treating your viewers like they're idiots. Your viewers aren't dumb.
Yeah.
So, but whatever. I got to watch Braun Strowman kill a man with a bass guitar.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Braun Strowman, the fucking legend.
The man. Braun's the guy.
With a standing bass.
Breaks the bridge. God. Like, meh.
Break the bridge, whatever. Sings. He can fucking sing.
Sings great. Great. He's such a good. And then pretty well. You know why? Because it's his like real normal voice, not his monster voice.
Yes. That was spectacular. Everything about it. In fact, I'm going back to watch this highlight again right now while we're on the show, and I don't care.
Works for me. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Just like it's just so spectacular. I don't know if
was there any good wrestling on this show.
Let me see what happened on this show. Otherwise, the main event of the show was.
I'm told Roman Sheamus was good.
Yes.
Okay.
It got done what it needed to do.
Fine. TV main event. I'm not expecting the Tokyo Dome or WrestleMania at a Raw main event. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, these guys only had a 3.5-star match, fuckers.
Mm-hmm. So. But the main event of the show is the one that was important. Initially scheduled to be a fatal 4-way between Finn Balor, Apollo Crews, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt for the last spot in the chamber.
Oh boy!
Seth Rollins comes in to talk to Kurt Angle at the top of the 9 o'clock hour. Angle's given a medical update on his son Jason Jordan. Crowd, by the way. Side note: the crowd is as Angle is giving this update on Jordan's medical status, is cheering the shit out of the fact that Jason.
And then Angle goes off on him. That I did see. That's a highlight for that.
Which I have to say, as much as I am not a Jason Jordan fan, I appreciate Angle for doing that.
He's got a bad neck. Because come on, don't be stupid.
Don't be assholes. Let's just call it like it is. Don't be assholes.
Yeah.
So that was good. Good of them to do that. Then Rollins comes out. Agrees with Kurt that they shouldn't do that. But then he's like, but by the same token, man, I don't have a spot at the Elimination Chamber. I don't have a road to WrestleMania myself. Put me in the main event, make it a fatal 5-way. Angle's like, well, what does the crowd want? The crowd is all unanimously in approval of that. And he's like, all right, cool, you're in the match. So the match becomes a 5-way. Typical WWE multi-man match. It was a shit fest. Especially because Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy were involved in large chunks of it.
God,
but the match ended with Bray Wyatt being pinned by both Rollins and Balor. Quite the predicament. Quite the predicament.
However, will we get out of this conundrum, Chris?
Well, after the show, and put in some sort. I don't know if it was a Facebook Live promo or a network promo or something. I don't know what. But after the show, Angle announces, all right, well, we're going to have the first ever 7-man elimination chamber. Oh, it's true. It's damn true, because we have to get the catchphrases in. So that's what we've got. We're going to have a 7-man elimination chamber. No idea if this means we're going to have Rollins and Balor sharing a pod. No idea if this means this match starts with 3 people instead. Probably going to start with 3 people. It's probably going to be Miz, Balor, and Rollins to start.
The undercard of this show looks terrible, by the way.
Yeah. We'll talk about it in full next week.
Yeah. The undercard looks pretty. I mean, they have the 2 chambers. They got the 2 chambers, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. The rest of it is not good.
And the Ronda contract signing. Oh boy.
Yeah, they added Ronda Rousey's. Right? They added Ronda Rousey's Raw contract signing because apparently they needed to handle the fact that ticket sales were not good for this show.
Where's the show?
Wonder why. Where is the show? Let's see. Elimination Chamber 2018 is scheduled to happen at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas Valley.
That explains that.
Yeah.
The site where she popped so many ratings and houses for the UFC. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. So all we have on this show announced so far is Ronda signing in the 2 chambers, right?
And also
the finals of the cruiserweight tournament. No, that's much later. Yeah.
Nia Jax versus Osaka also.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Like I said. But yeah, this show is not shaping up to be the greatest ever, but who knows? SmackDown
had the chamber will be good.
Yeah, the chamber will be good. The women's chamber may be good. Not sure. Maybe.
Yeah. Whatever.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. SmackDown had a less than stellar week. Mostly because WWE is going to WWE and do dumb shit. And this week's edition of WWE does dumb shit. We already have a fatal four-way scheduled for Fastlane, where AJ Styles will be defending WWE Championship against Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and a person to be determined later. That person to be determined later was supposed to be the result of a match in the main event between Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. And let me tell you something. If you ever need to give me a reason to not tune into a show, tell me that your main event is going to be Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler, and I will say, sold, not turning it on. And I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, the commercial for SmackDown came on during Raw that said, you know, Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler for the final spot in the Fatal 4-Way at Fastlane. And I said, yep, not watching that show. And I didn't. And it was a good thing that I didn't, too, because the result was even more infuriating than either of those two possibilities could have been. Because what should happen? But Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens come down, wreck both of them in hopes of making it just a triple threat. And instead, management says, nope, we're just going to make it a fatal 5-way and put both of them in the match. So now it is AJ, Owens, Zayn, Corbin, and Ziggler at the main event of Fastlane for the WWE Championship. God in heaven, why oh why?
Yeah.
AJ and Sami Zayn are going to have to be fucking miracle workers to pull a good match out of that fucking mess. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Whatever. Just get me to AJ Nakamura and I'll be happy.
Let's just skip ahead to AJ Nakamura, please. Please, dear God.
And whatever Shane's doing. Whatever giant object Shane's jumping off of.
Ugh. God.
So.
Please, no.
SmackDown's dumb.
SmackDown is dumb.
SmackDown, the show that has AJ Styles as the champion, is a dumb show.
Yeah.
You know it's not a dumb show? 205 Live. 205 Live is most certainly not dumb.
Yeah.
2 matches this week. Did you watch 205 Live?
I did not, but I heard about it.
I did. I don't have my notes, though. I didn't take notes, so I'm going to kind of fly blind here. Right. The first match was Mark Andrews versus Akira Tozawa.
Yes, I did hear about this.
Weight championship. I liked that Andrews was not Mr. High Flyer. He was Mr. Technical. Suits him.
He's capable of doing both, which is awesome.
And he's quite good. And Tozawa, of course, is Tozawa.
Tozawa is
excellent. You look at this 205 Live roster, and it's almost been malpractice how poorly this show has been booked until now.
Yeah.
Like, if you gave any semi-competent indie this roster, they would, it'd be great. But Vince couldn't do it.
Be one of the best-selling indies in the
because Vince couldn't do it because Vince not actually a good promoter. We've talked about this. Not a good promoter. Good businessman, not a star creator, not a promoter. Good businessman, a very good businessman. You know, almost clairvoyant in seeing how wrestling should be presented. Whether it's getting it on the pay-per-view at the ground floor, getting it on cable television at the ground floor, having weekly cable television show, the network. The guy's foresight when it comes to that stuff is unparalleled. Promoting, star creating, not so good.
Yeah, a little bit weak. A little bit.
Not so good.
And by a little bit, I mean, God in heaven, what the fuck happened? But
205 Live, The Reborn, as Voices of Wrestling called it on their Twitter, which I'm stealing because that's funny as hell, like Noah the Reborn.
Yes.
205 Live, The Reborn. Pretty great.
Yes.
Tozawa and Andrews had a fun hoot match.
Yeah.
The crowd still doesn't care because it's taped after a bad SmackDown.
Yeah.
So, but whatever.
And after
Nigel and Vic Joseph are quite good together.
Yes, they are. They are a good announcing team.
They are excellent.
They're quite good as an announcing team.
Probably my favorite play-by-play guy in the Fed. Now that's not saying much when it's Michael Cole and Morrow, who I hate,
and Tom Phillips.
Tom Phillips, who's just kind of there. But Vic is good, and Nigel's Nigel. So Tozawa and Andrews was a lot of fun. Andrews won with the roll-up after hitting the Stun Dog Millionaire, that weird cutter thing he does.
Yes.
Good match. What did I give it? I gave it between 3.5 and 3 3/4. Pretty great for a TV show. Yeah.
Nice.
Then we had a better match. And I said at the end of this match, if this is the best match on this show, it'll be a good show. Can't complain about a TV match, a TV show that has the best matches 3.5 to 3 1/4. Can't complain about that at all. There have been many episodes of Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown that have not had matches that good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then we had a match that I really liked. Drew Gulak. Oh, first we had a promo. So Jack Gallagher's out there in the umbrella and backstage with, I don't even remember which interview, with Dasha or Charlie or which.
Probably Dasha. Probably Dasha.
All kind of blurred together. And what's his name? Drake Maverick comes out in his orange face and blue suit, and he says, "Jack, what are you doing wrestling in?" And I'm paraphrasing. What are you doing wrestling in clothes with an umbrella? He goes, "This is serious business. 205 Live is serious. I want you in gear next week." So that's good. The return of Jack Gallagher's gear instead of looking like an extra in Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
So we had Drew Gulak and Tony Nese, and they dropped all the bullshit, all the character stuff that was not working. It was Drew Gulak, technical wrestler, and vicious dude, versus Tony Nese, athlete. Nice. These guys had a really good match. I went 4 flat, loved it. The finish was so good. So they're out and they're outside.
I read about this. I read this.
Gulak snaps, and he's been getting meaner and meaner as the match progresses. You know, like holding onto the ropes until 4.5, or holding onto a submission until 4.5. You know what I mean? And pushing the guy away and just being so mean. And he finally snaps, and he grabs Tony Nese, and he just whips him into the announce table. And he grabs Tony Nese, and he just whips him into the announce table again. Tony Nese is selling death. He's dead. And Gulak doesn't take the count out because he's pissed. Rolls him into the ring. Does a Roman Reigns style deadlift powerbomb just because he can.
Jesus.
Slams him down. Nese sells it like he's dead. Then the referee's like gonna stop the match. He's holding him away, like, hey, he's out. You know what I mean? And then before the referee can stop the match, Gulak slaps on the Dragon Sleeper, and the ref just calls it. Fun match. 2 guys beating the shit out of each other. A lot of cool Tony Nese stuff. Like, the Tony Nese character didn't do anything where his gimmick was, I have abs.
Yeah, that was weird.
When it's Tony Nese flippy do shit, great. You know? Like, I like the Drew Gulak PowerPoint shit, you know? But I'd like Drew Gulak vicious ass beater a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm very easy when it comes to my professional wrestling tastes, Chris.
Yes.
Real easy. Give me, you know what? All I need, here's what I need in my matches, in my wrestling show. Guy A or girl A fighting guy B or girl B just to see who's better. Great.
Yeah.
You know?
That's really all it should be.
So
you don't need the frills and the nonsense and shit.
No.
Keep it simple, stupid. One other thing from 205 Live that
I would highly recommend that you watch 205 Live from Tuesday.
Yeah,
quite good. Well, the mixed match challenge was not good. So I'm not.
One other thing from 205 Live that I did hear about also. They also announced that the last spot in the tournament is going to a newly repackaged Buddy Murphy,
who made weight
coming up from NXT, and I actually like this.
They had a video where he was like cutting weight, like he's getting ready for an MMA fight.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he goes to a weigh-in wearing like boxer briefs, like an MMA fighter does, and he gets on the scale and he's like 204.6. Just made weight.
204.4.
He just made weight, and he's lean. He leaned out like a mofo. I mean, I don't think he's 204, but I think he's 210, 215. So whatever.
Yeah, they can get away with it.
He's not 230. You know what I'm saying? Like, he
Definitely
is super lean compared to what he was a year ago in NXT. Like, dangerously lean, almost like, guy, drink some water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And of the Dubstep Cowboys, he was always, I think, the more talented of the two of them.
Yes.
So I am perfectly okay with him making the main roster.
I like
Wesley is not.
It was either him or Leo Rush, and whatever.
Yeah.
Leo Rush is garbage. He's a shitty wrestler and a kind of a space cadet at best.
He's not shitty, but he definitely needs some work. Although I would like to say congratulations to Leo Rush, because apparently he just welcomed his first child.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
I take back everything I just said. Nah, I really don't. Look, props to him and the mother and the baby.
Yes.
Hopefully everyone's doing well.
Yes. Yeah, so Buddy Murphy on 205 Live, and we'll see how that goes. NXT had a very interesting show. Very interesting show.
What did we get?
Show opened with Roddy Strong taking his match for the United Kingdom Championship against Pete Dunne. Stellar match. These two are, they're pretty good at the whole wrestling thing. Who would have guessed?
I want Roddy Strong and Psycho Drew Gulak, by the way.
Yeah, let's get that on 205 Live. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cute baby. I just saw the picture of Leo Rush's baby. Aww.
Yes.
Good for them. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, Pete Dunne retained with the bitter end, but this was a match that you definitely have to watch to believe. Spectacular stuff. Even if it was pretty obvious that Dunne was retaining, they still made it work. Yeah, they still made it work as a great match. The announcement came down that title versus career, Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano, is happening next week on NXT. So if you care at all about Johnny Gargano, you're gonna want to watch next week's NXT. Kind of important.
Yep.
Then Velveteen Dream got a promo for his match that's happening also next week against No Way Jose, and
that'll be fun.
And Dream also called out Tyler Bate in the process of that.
Oh,
so that's just setting up another future match, which probably will be something that takes place on a takeover, which I imagine will be quite fun. And then here's the hook. Aleister Black comes to the ring to give a promo about his intention to go after the NXT championship. And
I don't like Aleister Black talking, but okay.
He's interrupted by one Beast of Belfast, Killian Dane.
You've intrigued me.
Who says that he is also after the NXT championship, and they seem to be on a collision course for a number one contenders match. That's a match I will definitely watch.
That will be quite good. I don't like Aleister Black talking. I'd rather
he didn't say a whole lot. He didn't get to say a whole lot before he was interrupted. So.
I don't want him talking at all. Like when he's in the flannel, getting an award, So
yeah, he's in a black on black suit. So
yeah,
I was okay with that. Yeah. TM61 had their big return a big return match, or another big return match. They beat John Schuyler and another local talent in a squash, and they're pretty much doing basically everything to show that these guys are now back to being the Mighty Don't Kneel from Noah, as opposed to being what they were originally trying to have TM61 be. Way more aggressive, and it's a good sign of things to come. I'm looking forward to it. And then the main event, rematch from TakeOver Philadelphia, Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship.
Oh, I missed this.
You did.
Was it better than the first time?
It depends. Oh. How do you feel about DQ finishes?
It's TV. I'm okay with it.
Well, the match ended because, Baszler was ruining Ember's arm once again, and putting her at risk for permanent injury. Who should come to interrupt and attack Shayna but my girl, Kairi Sane? who chases off Shayna, and Moon retains only just barely once again. But if we get a rematch of the Mae Young Classic final, I am okay with that. Because Kairi and Shayna worked very well together. And
we getting Kairi and Ember at TakeOver?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's a multi-woman match. I don't know.
Ugh, you know how I feel about that.
I'm not thrilled with that possibility. I don't think we get. Actually, no, I don't think we get Kyrie Ember at this takeover.
Okay. You know how I feel about these multi-women matches, and you know, and if we get the brand split ending, de facto ending with this pay-per-view thing, we've talked about this, right?
Yeah.
Or no, we have not, but you know, the pay-per-views may no longer be brand specific.
Yes.
They may be cross-brand, which means they're all going to be like multi-man matches just to get everyone on the show, or a lot of people on the show, which makes me annoyed.
Yeah.
So
unless Triple H calls up Ghetto and asks him how the fuck to do lots of multi-person tag matches and make them work, I don't see that going well for them. That being said, I got a comment real quick. The NXT women's roster, it says a lot about your roster and the depth of your roster when you can legitimately have two potential back-to-back face versus face feuds for the title and still have it be exceptionally exciting. Because the possibility of us getting Ember Kyrie followed by Kyrie Candice as the title feuds is something that I am so here for.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That would be two amazing back-to-back feuds. I would be so in for that. And you know what? I even if they interject other people in between here and there, like if Shayna gets a run with it in between, or you know they give Nikki Cross a run with the belt, or somebody else, you know, if Bianca gets a title run briefly, even still, this women's roster is so deep and so strong right now. It is absolutely stellar. I love it.
You think the Icons get called up after WrestleMania?
Probably. You know, and we talked about, you know, I talked to, it was a couple of weeks ago about, you know, Peyton getting the supposed cosmetic surgery. And that is the reason why we haven't seen them. And I think that they are held off of TV until after until after Mania, and we get I think we get them as a surprise call up following Mania, and they become immediate major players in the division. Because let's face it, they have the ability to get over very well. They do. They are very good at this whole character work thing. So, I would not be surprised for them to be immediately a big deal in the division, which, you know, is a good thing because both the Riot Squad and Absolution as groups have fallen flat. Like the individual players definitely still have the ability to do well for themselves. But both as groups, both of them have fallen flat. And Absolution it's less the fault of Mandy and Sonya, and more the fact that Paige's injury kind of screwed them. But either way, both of them as groups not really working. But either way, couple of other final notes before we get on out of here. One. Today, WWE and Rich Swann mutually agreed to the end of his contract and his release from WWE.
After he charges were not filed in his domestic violence.
Filed, yes.
Today's his birthday, too, by the way. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Get fired. I don't want to say get fired because it was a mutual agreement. You know, unemployed on your birthday. Sounds like a great birthday. Yeah. You know, and,
you know, that is what it is. He got a run with the cruiserweight title, and then
I can see why they would say, "Yep, you were not charged, you're not guilty, but we're not bringing you back." I get it.
Yeah,
And I could see why he would want to step away for a little bit and kind of find a way to rehabilitate himself and his image.
Yeah.
And his personal life. So
let's hope
we'll see what happens to him.
If let's hope that he's also doing something to address the issues that are going on for him.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, on a note that is kind of somber,
very melancholy.
Women's performer Lufisto, Wounded Al Lufisto, you may have seen her on Shimmer, Shine, and a number of other indie promotions. Announced today that she actually has contracted cervical cancer. She's already working on getting a procedure done to have surgery to have the cancer cells removed, and hopefully she'll be able to have that done soon. Although the cost of it, with American healthcare being what it is, may be prohibitive for her. But all the same, we wish her the best and hope that she's able to overcome it and have a speedy recovery. Cancer is obviously nothing to joke around about. Very serious business, and
pitch. I hope she gets well soon.
Yeah, because I hope also that it remains where it is and doesn't spread. Because according to the statement that she released, if it does spread, she'll have to have a full hysterectomy.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel for her with her history. I mean, if anybody who's not familiar with Lufisto's history, she's had to overcome wrestling through a heart defect, and she's had a stroke in the past. Lots of injuries. She's had a really rough road in her career, but she's persevered and is currently actually the Shine champion. So she's still fighting through it, even at 38 years old, and has made a positive career. And we hope that she gets well soon, and that nothing more serious results from this. All the best to Lufisto going forward. And that's it for us.
Oh, one last thing just came over the wires, Chris.
Yes, please.
New Japan is touring Australia.
Yes, they are.
They've announced 3 matches for one of the shows. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Get a load of these matches. Ishii and Okada versus the Young Bucks is the main event.
Which was funny because I just scrolled on Twitter to see a picture of Ishii and Okada in I guess it's got to be either Sydney or Melbourne downtown, looking like tourists, and Okada smiling like a giant idiot.
Ishii and Okada versus the Bucks is your main event. The 2 announced semi-mains: Cody versus Rocky Romero, whatever. Yeah. And here's one that I know you will love. You ready?
Yeah.
Your boys, the Gorillas of Destiny, versus Evil and Sonata.
Ho ho ho! A rematch of the finals of World Tag League.
Yep.
Spectacular.
Just crossed a little bit ago. That's February 16th in Australia. So it may be going on right now. God knows how the fuck the time zones work. Australia is like 17 days ahead of us or some shit. You know.
Let me see. Australian time. This is actually a little bit after. This is a little bit after lunch for them. It's a little bit after lunch for them right now. So it's
Australia.
So
it is 2:51 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah. So this is an event that will be going on probably about 6 hours or so.
Yeah.
5 or 6 hours. So yeah.
Just cross. That'll be fun. I don't know if it's televised or if it's just a house show, but
it might be on the world. We'll see.
Yeah.
If it is, I'm definitely going to watch it because holy shit, those two tag matches that sound fucking great.
Do we have any other? I'm looking for other stuff. Jay White versus Slex tomorrow in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
Minoru Suzuki versus Jonah Rock. I have no idea who that is.
Jonah Rock is he's an indie guy. He was actually part of the Battle of Los Angeles.
Oh,
I
haven't seen this bowler. Let me see what else I recognize.
He's not bad. He's pretty good.
Oh, here's fun. Okada, White, and Ospreay versus the Bucks and Cody in Sydney.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
I'm okay with 5-6 of that match.
Yeah. Yeah. So but that main event look in Adelaide, looks pretty great in 6 hours or whatever it is. So, you got anything else, my friend, before we get out of here?
Nope. Let's get the plugs and the previews and all that good stuff out of the way.
Sure.
So that's episode 49. Next week, episode 50, we're going to be talking Elimination Chamber full preview.
Nice big full-blown preview.
Yep, as well as recaps of Evolve 100 and 101. Any other major news that takes place, we will also be discussing. And the week after that, as we have been talking about all month, and the week after that is our 1 year anniversary show, episode 51.
We should have a party.
We're gonna have a party.
We should have a party.
I don't know what
like parties.
I don't know what it's gonna involve, but
we'll have a party.
We'll have a party. So let people know to come on by for a party 2 weeks from tonight. It'll be fun. And check out all of our friends in the wrestling podcast world. Please give them your support as well. Saturday mornings, Shooting the Breeze with Take Us Mini and Mr. Dr. Senju at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 Central. They are up to, I want to say episode 31, I think, this week. Something like that. I don't remember. They're in the 30s somewhere.
They're good people.
They're good dudes. They know what they're talking about, and they have a good, fun show. Definitely.
They always have cool guests, too.
They do. They always have fun times. Good guests. So be sure to check them out. Have your breakfast/brunch with some Graps Talk Saturday mornings. Our friend Don Sal with Match Fixing as part of Cedar Bridge Media. You can find that being put out on Friday nights. Follow Cedar Bridge Media on Twitter to get the scoop, as well as follow Don Sal himself at Kusmano_Sal, because he's a good guy. And
he's a real good dude.
Want to support him as much as possible. Also, our friend Philip Dawson with the Dawson Report on Thursday afternoons. You can find him as well at Philip Bexman on Twitter. And, of course, support all of our friends at the Married Marks, Not Your Demographic, and Face Like Feministas on all major podcasting syndication networks. Follow us on Twitter at 2guys1sport, number 2, number 1 in the handle. Find us on iTunes, the link below the video. Give us a rating, give us a recommendation. Follow the what the hell do you call it? Syndication of the show through iTunes. And let everybody know that follows wrestling that you're friends with to come and check us out, because we love having you guys here. You guys are a great part of the show, and we want to expand the audience, expand our knowledge base, and expand our network of excellent people that we have as part of this this endeavor that we do. And that's it.
That's it. Real quick, I will be on with the aforementioned Philip Dawson Sunday at 1 Eastern, noon Central.
Yes.
Philip and I are doing an NBA podcast. So we're gonna talk hoops for a couple hours. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah. Philip is a savant when it comes to basketball, college, pro. He eats, sleeps, breathes it. So He knows his shit. I like to think I know my shit, and hang out with us. Sunday, noon Central, 1 Eastern. We'll be talking basketball. Lead you right into the All-Star festivities.
Yep.
And look at the stretch run, trade impact. Cavaliers all of a sudden playing a lot better, not even a little better. Looking at that, looking at the Rockets, Warriors, the entire league, top to bottom. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Sunday at noon. And I'll have information on my Twitter feed when we get links and all that fun stuff.
Fantastic.
As always,
right.
As always, thank you. A sincere thank you to our listeners for hanging out with us on a Thursday. Y'all are good people. Be good to each other. I mean, it's been kind of a heavy few days.
Yeah.
Be good to each other. That's it. Help each other out. Be the helping hand, and be the nice one. When people go through their day, make sure they're saying so and so is the nice one, because then you know you've done a little bit something to make the world a better place. And as always, don't work yourself into a shoot. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. That's Chris. I'm George. Good night, everybody.
Episode 49 in the books.